It's been a good one. I have had the chance to talk to Nick Saban through the years, and I think there are similarities with you and him. At Alabama, they're supposed to win, right? And then they do, and all they've managed to do is meet expectation. And so that's what you all have done. And can you explain to me throughout the process how you sort of extract the little wins and the joys along the way to this great ultimate joy?
Yeah, it's a great question, Scott, because when we were in this building 3 years ago celebrating it, it felt like a dream. We couldn't even believe that we were NBA champs. And now, for the last couple of years, it's been, okay, now you're supposed to. And there's a major burden that comes along with that, the expectations and just the feeling of, man, are we going to be able to do this again? Especially just the wear and tear of the 4-year grind. So we just try to enjoy each day. We got a great group of guys. I think Steph Curry sets a tone for us just with his joy and his happiness every day. He sets a really good mood in our team's locker room and the environment. And we just try to remind ourselves we're in a special era. We got to take advantage of it.
Given what you've accomplished as a player and given your understanding of the game, it feels to me, Steve, like you could wear many hats. What have you learned is the most important role that you need to play to this team?
I'm kind of a guide. The NBA is all about the players. It's a players' league. You got to have talent, and we've got a lot of talent, obviously, more than anybody. I think my value is my experience as a player, especially playing for the Bulls. Those teams that won 3 straight titles, there's a very similar vibe on this team in terms of the expectations, the grind, teams coming after us night after night. And I think that experience as a player has helped me as a coach with the Warriors and help kind of shape the vision and give them an idea of what's coming and what we've got to accomplish.
You know how this works. People love you until they hate you, and when then you win too much, then there's all this chatter and all this noise. And over the 4 years, you guys have had to learn how to tune it out. How do you best explain, Steve, how you do that? How you ultimately figure out what's worth hanging on to, and ultimately what's you just flush?
Yeah, it's difficult, and I think our players deal with that a lot more than I do. You get older and you don't really care what anybody thinks. But when you're young and you're playing and you're in the midst of it and everybody's judging you and criticizing you on a daily basis, and you're looking at your phone all day long, that's something you've got to contend with. But the guys rely on each other. They lean on each other. We've got a great atmosphere. We have a lot of fun every day. And we just try to keep reminding ourselves that, we're lucky. We're only going to be doing this for a short period of time in the grand scheme of things, and we're trying to enjoy every minute of it.
I got to ask you about these quotes that I'm reading. Mark Spears from The Undefeated has this. It's from Sean Livingston. A shout out to Steve Kerr for dealing with all our BS this year. And then David West says, y'all got no clue. This tells you about this team that nothing came out. I'm not going to put you in the impossible position of telling me what didn't get out, but would it be fair based on these quotes to say that you had some things to manage as a group throughout the season?
No doubt. It was the hardest year of my short coaching career, 4 years, but this was the most difficult one for sure. We had typical team stuff that every team has, but I think it was more than that. It was just the grind of trying to do it again. This, but only a handful of teams have made the finals 4 years in a row in the history of the league. And so there's a lot of internal stuff that happens that, as a coach, you've got to try to navigate and move forward and keep the train running.
And I guess that's why you told me that your most important role is guide, and you have shepherded them once again to the mountaintop, Steve. I appreciate your time, and I salute you. You inspire me the way you handle yourself, man, and the things you say always hit my ears the right way. So I encourage you to keep being who you are, because you're a light in this world of sports that we look at, man, and admire. So continued success to you.
Thanks, Scott. You too. Appreciate it.
All right. I appreciate that. That's Steve Kerr, the head coach of the Golden State Warriors, and they're a champion. That's the pursuit that goes on all year. And frankly, this is the end of the movie we expected to see, and we saw it. Golden State has done it again for the third time in 4 years. The Dubs are indeed the champs. Golden State is the best at many things.